whether it's the great beaches or the cool vibe or just wandering around those little alleyways, checking out the shopping or trying some of the restaurants, Lagos must be visited. To put things in perspective, Lagos in the Algarve in Portugal is about 300 kilometers from Lisbon and about 90 kilometers from Faro and 32 kilometers from Algarve. And you can get there by flying to Faro or driving or buses or trains. You can get there quite easily. So now for some fun facts about Lagos. So the name Lagos is derived from the Latin Lago Briga. And Lagos has been a maritime town for over 2,000 years. That's like seriously long time ago. And the Moors arrived in Lagos in the 700s and they called the settlement Zawaya, which means lago or lake. So I would say that could be where it got its name from. Some other great history. The whole town is surrounded by this ancient city wall. But Lagos was also famous in 1693. There was a Battle of Lagos where the French flotilla defeated a combined Anglo-Dutch force. But in 1759, the British got their revenge and they then defeated the French. The beautiful San Antonio Church was built in 1707, but you can't take photos when you go inside. But there's lots of gold, Baroque-style paintings, and some of it had to be rebuilt after the 1755 earthquake. But unfortunately, I couldn't take any photographs inside. There is a square called Prince Henry the Navigator Square, and one of the things in this square is the old slave market museum. And the old slave market, it was actually the first of its kind in Europe, and the first slaves were bought from Mauritania in 1444. So Portugal has quite a long slave history. So Lagos is also known as the city of the sea and also the ancient Portuguese window to the world, because remember they used to think that the world ended just past those cliffs. But Lagos has quite a busy nightlife, and I saw many restaurants and clubs and bars. I mean, there's a lot to do over there. I just enjoyed wandering around the little cobblestoned alleys and checking out the different little shops there. There are a lot of souvenir shops selling masks. But Lagos is also very famous for its desserts, and especially desserts with almonds, figs, and carob. So if you have a sweet tooth, then you definitely need to visit Lagos. But in my wanderings over there, I actually stumbled upon an interesting little restaurant called The Garden. And I thought, I wonder what they sell and what they have inside. Well, I think they must have some South African connection at this restaurant, because on their menu they were selling boerewors rolls, and they were selling bunny chow. So if you've ever been to South Africa, that's where they hollow out a half a loaf of bread, and then they fill it with a delicious curry. So that restaurant was definitely worth the visit. But there were, as I was saying, so many other bars, restaurants that one could have gone to, but that one was my choice. They had lots of paintings on the walls, and yeah, you can see inside the garden. And the apple pie, the homemade apple pie, apple crumble, was to die for. So I really enjoyed my visit to the garden. I found that one visit to Lagos was not enough, and I had to go back to experience the sea. Having experienced the old town, I needed to go back and enjoy the beaches. And this time I went to a seafood restaurant overlooking the beaches. And oh my lord, I had the most amazing sea bass that was so fresh. So Lagos is also famous, I think, for its seafood market where they sell incredibly fresh fish. So if you haven't got Lagos on your itinerary or your bucket list, my suggestion, it's definitely worth a visit. If you're going to Portugal and you're going to the Algarve, if you're going to Faro, make sure that you include a visit to Lagos. The beaches, endless sands, beautiful surf. There were lots of surfers enjoying the waves over there, the lovely rocky cliffs. It was I just loved it. So, and also I suppose because of this pandemic, there weren't too many tourists. So yeah, this is the sea bass. Oh my lord, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And of course, once you've finished a delicious meal, you have to have cheesecake. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick look at Lagos, and you can see how it's a must for your bucket list. And if you can like and subscribe and help an old lady out to grow her YouTube channel, that will be awesome. And I shall see you on my next adventure. So keep safe